4,000 years ago, the Egyptian Middle Kingdom started the first formal education system. Since then, the need to teach vital skills to the next generation has caused schools to be found across the globe. For the past 97 years, humans have gathered here as part of an incredible transformative ritual, during which the Homo pseudo-sapiens is guided towards its role in the wider society. This ritual is repeated for 200 days per year for an average of 5 years. Arrival to this ritual site occurs in a most dramatic fashion. At first, the Homo pseudo-sapiens arrive in small groups, but soon enough a great herd forms, not too dissimilar from great stampedes of wildebeest. Some individuals use this relatively calm period to hone their throwing skills. Then the herd moves with greater urgency, as if they are being beckoned by something. For this one, however, her mater indomitus is determined to ensure her appearance is presentable, much to the Homo pseudo-sapiens' chagrin and protest. She, at least, is on time for the transformative ritual, unlike others. The call of the beckoning bell signals the beginning of the daily ritual. This one is late and madly dashes for the safety of the classroom, fueled by fear of punishment, as tardiness is heavily frowned upon by those higher on the food chain. This daily ritual starts with something known as roll call. This term only makes sense once one understands that all participants appear to have adopted a persona, a specific role in this ecosystem to survive this brutal process. Most Homo pseudo-sapiens appear to be oblivious to the importance of this beginning ritual, almost as if they are not quite present. Others are using this time to finish that which they did not have time for the previous day, just to be hurried along by the call of the bell. Of course, not everyone respects the time-sensitive nature of this ritual. Outside the safety of the classroom, the Homo pseudo-sapiens are swept away by a complex system of currents. These currents connect the various subhabitats with one another. Attempting to challenge the predetermined route of the group has an adverse effect on one's social standing and, by extension, one's chances of survival. And just as quickly as it started, the current dies down. Order and serenity return. Fortunately for the Homo pseudo-sapiens, they are not alone on this journey. A lone pedagogue makes its presence known. The pedagogue is a peculiar creature, sacrificing any foreseeable wealth and dramatically increasing the risk of hearing loss to guide the Homo pseudo-sapiens towards successful adulthood. Each pedagogue employs their own unique set of skills to ease the suffering of the Homo pseudo-sapiens. These methods may appear unorthodox at times, But these experiences form the bedrock of lifelong skills for the Homo pseudo-sapiens. This veteran pedagogue specializes in guiding the most individualistic Homo pseudo-sapiens in the art of dramatic displays. Focus is a key skill which they must learn in order to succeed in completing this ritual. Newer generations of pedagogue have come to realize that bonding socially improves the productivity of their charges. This one even has an animal companion. Most strange. The purpose and outcome of this transformative ritual is disputed by scholars. Within the subhabitat of the classroom, we can see that not everyone is enthusiastic about this process. Some would prefer to sleep, whilst others are more socially inclined. There are, of course, a scant few who attack their work with great earnest. These individuals are valued by the pedagogues and former ritual participants who now occupy the top of the food chain. Here we see a pedagogue evaluating her charges. In this ecosystem, success is measured by one's ability to retain and regurgitate information. Methods of motivation, as well as the criteria by which success is measured, are adjusted every few years, all in an effort to teach the ever-growing skill set required to raise the next generation of high net worth individuals. Unfortunately, not everyone succeeds. She will have another chance to prove herself in the near future. Saved by the bell. The immense mental exertion demanded by participation in the ritual leaves the Homo pseudo-sapiens starving. Like a swarm of locusts, they instinctively gather at the feeding grounds. During these feeding periods, the Homo pseudo-sapiens act in accordance with a highly complicated social hierarchy, which is the subject of many scientific studies, most notably that of Professor John Hughes in 1985. Recent studies show that there is a strong correlation between an individual's social standing and what food they can bring from the outside world. The Homo pseudo-sapiens is a cooperative species which form tight-knit groups necessary for survival. These groups often compete for territory, with older individuals asserting their dominance over the younglings. The interactions between Homo pseudo-sapiens are sometimes very hard to understand for outsiders. Their actions are motivated by their need to be a part of a group. What appears to be a hostile attack may simply be a playful nudge in the right direction towards the group. The call of the bell signals the end of today's transformative ritual. It is greeted by a variety of behaviors. The Homo pseudo-sapiens are left to contemplate the day, each one deciding whether or not it was successful. They leave the safety of the school. Some do so in groups so that they may fit in a few last moments of socialization. Some will linger for a while and complete supposedly voluntary extracurriculars, all in service of the wider ecosystem. To some, today was a resounding success, for they had navigated the complexities of the social hierarchy without incident. To others, it was a failure which will be improved on tomorrow. Here, at this sacred site, lies the final rite of passage for the Homo pseudo-sapiens, the end point of their 5-year journey, where they must utilize all of the skills they have learned to succeed and complete this test. In an ironic twist, The Homo pseudo-sapiens, who had relied on a group for survival, must undertake this final task alone, abandoning the group which had allowed them to survive this transformative ritual. The Homo pseudo-sapiens often fail to realize the purpose of this ritual. To them, the pressure to find their place in the group supersedes the demands of the ritual. Failure to find acceptance leads to years of therapy, if they are lucky. Therefore, the Homo pseudo-sapiens must balance these opposing forces if they hope to survive. If they are able to complete this difficult task, they may move on towards the wider habitat, where they will once more be swept along by the currents of the group. Unfortunately, the groups that form during this 5-year-long ritual do not tend to survive. The Homo pseudo-sapiens must begin anew, forming new groups to help them survive the even more demanding nature of the new habitat. One day they will look back on this ritual and remember their struggles, but also the positive moments with their fellow ritual participants, and they will use the skills learned during this time to play their part in the wider ecosystem. But that day is not today. For now, the sun is setting on today's ritual, only to be repeated again and again and again, with each day bringing new challenges. The Homo pseudo-sapiens will overcome them together, united in their shared struggle for acceptance and survival.